Tonight we have a presentation, of course, about Star Wars, about the science and the physics of Star Wars from a professor at the University of Iowa, Kenneth Gayley. If you want to give him a hand, he's going to talk about Star Wars tonight.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and really, I know the star of the show here is the movie Star Wars, so I'm not going to give you a long talk about the physics of it, but I do think there's some interesting things about this terrific movie. It's a science fiction classic. I saw it when it first came out, and I was blown away. And I think it stands the test of time, to be honest. It was 45 years ago, but it's still a very good science fiction movie. And of course, because it is a science fiction movie, you're going to see a lot of things happen that are completely impossible. There's sentient robots, there's aliens conversing, laser swords, faster than light travel, and of course, the Force. So you'll see these things. It's not a spoiler, but it's, of course, completely impossible. But then again, the famous science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke has his first law, that if a distinguished elderly scientist tells you something is possible, well, then he's almost certainly right. But if he tells you something is impossible, he's very probably wrong. Now, I don't know if I'm distinguished or elderly, probably more one than the other, but either way, I am not going to run afoul of Arthur C. Clarke. So I am not going to tell you that anything you see in this movie is impossible. As you can see, this movie happens in a galaxy far, far away. And so although normally with science fiction, it's an effort to imagine our own future, right? But no, not this movie. This isn't us. This is a galaxy far, far away. Who knows how far away this is? And it's a long time ago. So it's not even the future that we're going to see here. Now, I think what this means is the movie makers understood something extremely important about the universe that we often forget because it's not there for us every day. And that is that the universe is incredibly big and incredibly old. It's about 14 billion years old. That's what all the data that we see. We've done a lot of observations to try to figure this out, and that's what it comes out, about 14 billion years old. Now, 14,000 years is like the age of human civilization. So 14 billion years would be 1,000,000 times that. 1,000,000 human civilizations laid end to end is the age of the universe. So that is an awful lot of time for stuff to happen. Also, the universe is very, very big. And because this movie opens that up, it happens far, far away. In the ancient days of the Greeks, they thought the whole universe was our solar system, which is big, but it's nothing compared to what we're talking about now. Even in the days of Galileo, it was first realized that our sun is just one star in a huge galaxy of stars. But even then, they thought that was the whole universe. Our galaxy of stars was the whole universe. It was only about 100 years ago, only sort of twice the time that Star Wars was made ago, that astronomers understood that the universe contains 1 trillion galaxies, maybe more. 1 trillion galaxies. So that is an incredible amount of space for stuff to happen. So in all that time and all that space, there's tremendous potential for Arthur C. Clarke to be correct. Also, Arthur C. Clarke has a second law, which is that if you want to understand the limits of what is possible, you have to go a little beyond that into the impossible. And so I think that when you watch Star Wars as a movie, you shouldn't sort of laugh at how silly it is that all these crazy and impossible things happen. Instead, think of it as like a first step towards trying to go beyond the limits of what's possible, to see the impossible, but see it in the context of what might be completely possible. Now, I know you might say, well, okay, fine, there's robots with artificial intelligence in this movie, and we see a lot of artificial intelligence today. And we see drones and other kind of robotic technology, and there's things being done with lasers these days. But what about things like the Force? The Force is this magical thing, and it's just mumbo jumbo, right? Well, now we get to Arthur C. Clarke's third law, which is that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So when confronted with magic, how do you tell if you're looking at incredibly advanced technology or not? Where's the line? So I think as you watch this movie, it's a great thing to enjoy. It's a drama, it's a movie, it's got humor, suspense. I mean, it shouldn't be taken too seriously, right? It's not a science lesson. But at the same time, it is a legitimate effort to take that first step into the realm of what might be possible. And ask yourself the question, why not, as you watch? And above all, may the Force be with you, and enjoy the show. Thank you.